Hey guys, welcome back to ET Live. This is our final Big Brother breakdown of the season for Celebrity Big Brother. I am Brice Sander.
I'm Katie Krause. What a finale!
What a finale. Not at all what anyone was expecting, I don't think.
I mean, I feel like we sort of expected it going back to the very beginning of the episode for those who don't know.
Yeah, so spoiler alert if you haven't watched yet. Not sure why you would tune in for this if you haven't watched yet, but we are going to be spoiling the whole season, so if you don't want to know anything about this season, click on out, come back later. But we
If you have questions, though, send them here, because we want to talk about it and break it all down with you guys.
So we're going to look back at the best moments from last night's finale and have all these exclusive nuggets from the BB backyard where I was last night with all the house guests and Queen Julie.
Okay, your take. Marissa won.
Not at all what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I kind of called this final two from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like they were a really strong pair. I thought, yeah, they're going to take each other to the end. But I really thought people would reward the gameplay over she was nice to me.
This is the second season in a row where that's happened, though. Bitter jury.
Bitter jury.
Do you think that them being able to go back and watch all the episodes, the jury made an impact?
Here's the thing. I asked a lot of them either in our exit interviews that we did week to week or last night if they planned to / did they watch anything back. Most of them didn't watch any of it back. Or if they did, they just watched little clips, highlights. Like James Maslow relied on his dad telling him what happened and his fans.
Okay.
Brandy said she didn't have enough time to really watch a lot of it. She saw some clips here and there. I think really the only person who watched everything that she could was Shannon.
Because she's the ultimate Big Brother fan and player. Brice asked all of them, though, like why they voted certain ways. So we're going to play all those clips for you guys throughout this show.
But let's kick it off by watching the winning moment, because it's always fun to see. And she was shocked. Marissa was shocked.
Vote. Congratulations, Marissa. You're the winner of Celebrity Big Brother. Come on out.
What
So
a moment.
cute.
Of course, her waving to her son to come and
yes.
join, which I love that he was such a big fan of the show and that his mom won.
Yes, and he was in the backyard with her last night for her interviews. It was also so cool to watch. Everybody was happy for her that she won.
Yeah.
That was what was strange and different about Celebrity Big Brother is they were all still kind of friendly at the end. Like nobody, while there may have been bitter votes, I think they all saw it as a game or at least a job.
Okay.
Which is, you know, normal Big Brother, people see it as like, this is life-changing. For them, I think it was like, this is a job I'm doing.
So you felt all good vibes in that house last
in the
night.
backyard as people were coming out.
Yeah.
Screams were happening as they were reconnecting, seeing each other. It was really cute. Nobody was avoiding each other. Nobody was trying to stay away.
They became a family.
Yes, let's watch Marissa reacting to her big win last night, right after in the backyard. All right, Marissa, can we celebrate for a second?
Can you believe I won?
Have you been able to process it yet?
No, I wasn't supposed to win. I'm completely shocked and I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know how to react. It's totally surreal.
Well, I think it was a shock. It was a shock for Julie for sure. A lot of people thought Ross was going to take it home. What do you think it was that sealed the deal for you?
I think because what's weird was even Julie was like, I can't believe you took Ross. That was such a bad choice. My son and my husband were both like, why did you do that? Here's the deal. I wouldn't have been where I was if I hadn't been playing with Ross. Ross saved me time after time. My alliance with Ross was the only real, true, we had each other's back the whole time. And you have to trust somebody in the house, right? So I trusted him and he trusted me. So not taking him, to me, wasn't part of my spirit. Yes, I'm a Big Brother fan, and I know in the Big Brother land, that was the worst move. But in my heart and in my soul and being a mother and wanting to show, no, if you have a good friend, regardless of what the outcome is, you take your friend.
You could see her husband and her son in the background there taking pictures.
You know what? Just for her saying that, I feel like she deserved to win. That's a good way and a positive outlook, and she was loyal to Ross.
And she was somebody that she knew the game.
Yeah.
She maybe didn't play as hard, but when you think about it, she did win the competitions that mattered.
Right. Okay, question. Do you think if Ross would have won that final HOH that he would have taken Marissa to final two?
I asked him about this. He played it coy He said Marissa was his ride or die, but it would have been hard to not take Mark.
I think he would have taken Mark.
And he said it would have been easier for me to win against Mark. But he wouldn't give me a clear answer. So I really think it would have come down to that game time decision, and he probably, because he was such a player all season, would have taken Mark.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have a lot of thoughts, feelings, emotions about this. Shelly said Marissa did not deserve to win, biggest floater ever, while Katie was happy for her.
Debbie says Ross played the best game. Actually, a lot of you guys are saying that Ross should have won. I am very shocked. I do feel like he had the strongest social game. I felt like he was playing both sides of the house, which, as we've seen in some seasons, really does end up doing well for these people.
Right.
I mean, I think of Andy doing that.
That's kind of how people used to win the game, and then the last few seasons it's changed. Julie had some thoughts on this, so let's see what Queen Chenbot had to say.
I was shocked. I mean, I thought, oh, I have this figured out. First, I thought she's not going to pick him because, you know, she didn't expect to win HOH, and I thought, oh, she's going to tell him on the side, listen, I've got to win this for my son, my husband, my family, personal reasons. And then when she did pick him, I thought, oh, no, you just made a huge mistake. You just lost the game. Like, it was in your hands. And then when the vote count was 6-3, I thought, wow, I did not expect that. People are holding grudges. People are voting emotionally. But this is Big Brother, and I've seen that happen before.
This is Big Brother.
I love how invested Julie is.
She's a fan of the show.
Yes, and that makes me happy watching it and knowing that she's been the host for so many years. She actually cares, she actually watches, and she's just as invested as we are, as the viewers are. And
I'm going to get that interview up for you guys later today on ET Online so you can see all of Queen Chenbot's thoughts, including what she knows about season 20 coming next summer.
Ooh.
Yeah, but as she noted, it was a 6-3 vote in Marissa's favor, and Brandy was the only woman who voted for Ross.
And she explains to you why she did that, right?
Yeah. So here's that.
I love Ross. We were friends outside the house, and I think that people are taking it a little too personally. It is a game. He played the best game. Marissa, kind of rode his coattails. She let him do all the dirty work and then swooped in and knew he was going to be the villain. And it's like, oh, no, you can stay with me, and bye. So, I thought that he played the best game. It's a shady game, but that is the game.
And if anybody knows a shady game, it's Brandy Glanville.
100%. I do agree with what she said, though. I mean, Ross did play the better game.
Yes.
He won more competitions. I think he was going back and forth through the house so much more than Marissa was.
As he said on that stage last night, he was like, I'm sorry for the lies, but that's this game.
And he kept saying that he was pivoting through the game a lot, which is true. But I thought that all the women were going to vote for Marissa just because they had made that pact early on. Do you think that that went into some of the
for
decisions?
sure. I think people wanted, the girls, as much as they fought and fell apart so soon, they somewhere deep inside were like, I still want a girl to win this game. It didn't just worked out that way.
I still have hope for a girls' alliance making it to the end in a future season.
I feel like it could have happened if this was a full-length season of Big Brother when they had more time. Though what was interesting was last night they were saying how bored they were in the house. It felt so fast for viewers.
For us, yeah.
But they would go, because of the way it was set up, they would have a weekend where things moved really fast, and then they'd have a whole week where nothing happened. So Shannon said, I would have loved to see more luxury comps or things where the house was pitted against, like there were sides in the house.
Right.
Just for them to have something interesting to do. I said to her, surprised that we didn't see an Outback Steakhouse dinner.
Yeah, I would have loved at least 2 more weeks tacked onto this season. Because I feel like a lot of choices were made so quickly without letting it marinate.
It's because they all thought there was going to be more double evictions. At least
one more. It seemed
like
there would have to be because of how fast things were going.
But Julie did say, should they do another season, which I totally think they will. It was such a success, that she doesn't think it'll be 5 in the finale ever again because they don't want anybody going in with a thought as to what this show will be.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that is a good choice and a good switch that they should make. Let's talk about Metta World Peace and his vote, because did he really just pick a random key?
So I had to ask him in the backyard, and he answered in the most meta way possible. It's a little hard to follow, but here's what he had to say about picking a person at random.
I need glasses. And I need some good prescription. So even when I was looking and my eyes open, I can't see. So I said I might as well close them. And I picked, and it was hard because Ross played a great game, and Marissa played a really good social game, being a mother-like figure in there. Russ being a hell of a player. And he didn't think he could win, but he did. And I'm happy for him. I really didn't care who won. So I just, whatever key came out, that was the key that was going in.
Okay.
Wow, so he really did just...
He picked Ross at random, and I think he thinks Ross won.
Yeah, I think he's still very confused.
He's still very confused.
Yeah.
I loved watching Julie try and get his attention 3 times. Like, you understand what you're doing here. But yeah.
I do love Metta, though.
Everybody loves Metta.
Yeah.
That was everybody's friend for life out of this game was Metta.
I saw that Jeannie Buss, of course, who owns the Lakers, was supporting him like all throughout the season. She was there, I think last night, or she posted a picture with him last night.
She's the reason he signed up for this.
She loves Big Brother.
She's a huge fan, and he said he would love to see Kobe play the game.
Me too. I would love that. Or Derek Fisher.
Yeah.
I mean, he did Dancing with the Stars.
I said, you got to put in a call. And he
Yeah.
said, I'll leave that to CBS.
Yeah.
Somebody else with an interesting vote last night was James, or at least he had a statement before his vote that was interesting. He said, the speeches changed his mind at the last minute, and his vote was for Marissa.
I wonder what happened. Did you ask him? You asked him? Okay.
Well, I don't know that it was definitive before for Ross, to be honest, but I do respect that he played the game his way. You got to separate the game from reality, and you're allowed to backstab. You're allowed to do all those things. Even though I was a little surprised that some of it was to me, when he took credit for winning an HOH that I gave to him in his speech. That was like, you should have phrased it better. He actually came off a little bit too confident. Funny enough, something I got a lot of crap for throughout the game. And to see Marissa, such an underdog, win this game, to get that far with no blood on her hands, doing it gracefully and with tact, something that I tried to do, between those things, I was like, you know what, I'd really like to see her win it.
So a little
That
later.
makes sense now.
Yes.
Because he took credit for the Bull Arena HOH, which actually Shannon orchestrated.
Yes. So you can see now we have a little more intel as to how things played out.
Yeah, Ross.
But
What do you guys think of that? Do you think that Ross took credit for too much winning?
Well, Angelica said he should have owned up to the game more. He was very secretive about all the big brothering he was doing.
He shouldn't have just been like, I pivoted. He should have said, I told this person this, and then I told this person this.
He was like, I pivoted, but then he said, my strategy never changed.
Yeah.
But it was kind of all over the place.
It did change Ross.
But it did work out for
it was
him.
good, yeah.
He won America's Favorite Player, which it came down to Shannon, James, and Ross. I'd love to know the order in which the other, I want to know the numbers.
I'll be honest. I gave all my votes. I gave 18 of them to Shannon and 2 for James.
I think a lot of people voted for Shannon.
I'm surprised that she did not win that.
That's why I
and
want to know
that
how
Ross of all
close it
people
was.
did. I thought Metta would be up there,
Right?
over Ross.
That was what was interesting. Well, Shannon's reaction to this, you just got to watch it. This was her in the backyard after.
Were you surprised to see Ross take home America's Favorite Player?
That's how America voted, so... I mean, he was afraid he was the villain, and he must be liked, so that's how it is.
That's how it is. Yeah, she
seems not too happy.
She was not too happy.
What do you think it was? Like, what sealed the deal for Ross?
For winning America's Favorite?
Yes.
I honestly think, they are celebrities, they have fan bases. I think he has a lot of connections in the celebrity world. I think people were campaigning for him. And I think it was also, maybe more people were voting off of the TV show and not live feeds. Like maybe feeders weren't voting.
Okay, because on the live feeds, you could really see a lot of the manipulation that was going on and a lot of the lies. But on the show, his diary room interviews were so fun to watch, so maybe that's what helped him.
He was kind of the narrator of the season.
Yeah, 100%.
But Shannon was still, she said she didn't want to see Ross and Marissa up there. She talked about seeing them, because she got a glimpse on the monitor before they revealed it, and she was just, her face sank.
Well, she was here, and she was still not so happy with him. I hope they can mend the friendships.
Well, I think was still so much in game mode. I think when she steps out of game mode, everybody's going to be friends.
Yeah.
She still said she still loves this game. She'll still watch the show. She still wants to do that thing she pitched us where she kind of is the coach for the season and sets the times.
Yep.
So I hope that happens. That would be a great season.
I agree. I would watch it. I'm going to watch it no matter what, but I would love to see her on another season and get some justice. Justice for Shannon Elizabeth.
Yes, because I think she really is one of the best people to ever play this game.
I agree. Responsibilities.
16 letters.
Spelled responsibilities.
All right, so on the topic of Ross, I had to ask him about when he put on his investigative journalism cap.
Oh, Omarosa.
And got some stuff out of Omarosa, which he didn't even know if that had aired. So this was his reaction to learning that we all got to see what he asked Omarosa. Put your investigative journalism cap on and got stuff out of Omarosa.
See, I don't even know if that aired. Did that air? I deserve some sort of Pulitzer Prize or something, right? I got the dirt. Did that aired? People saw it?
It was every single episode there was a nugget from Omarosa. What was your reaction to hearing all that stuff?
I was just thinking this is going to be huge outside the house. You know what I mean? I felt like you guys sent me there to get it out of her. And so I was on a mission. I'm so happy people saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm getting stuff in the backyard going, this is gold. They better be putting this on the show.
When she told you that we should be worried and scared, around the world it was like, oh.
So that was news. Yeah, you're welcome. Do you think I'll get like some sort of investigative journalism award?
He should. I mean,
really
he
should.
asked great questions. He got Omarosa to open up about what happened in the White House.
Yes.
I think that for that, he deserves what he won.
I think that factored into people's votes for America's Favorite because he really did. They made that so much of what was in the episodes.
He put in work.
He put in the work. He got it out of her. He was really the only one actively asking her questions day after day, week after week. Now, I was not allowed to ask Omarosa questions about the White House in the backyard. We were told everything about the White House, President Trump, her time there, anything she said in the House, anything about her upcoming book, all off limits. But I tried my best to get something.
Of course you did, because you're Brice.
So here's what she said about stepping into the real world and getting the feedback on everything she said.
This was different because this was the first time that I had absolutely no contact whatsoever with the outside world. And that was challenging for me, but also at a time when I needed to be cut off from the outside world. I loved not having to know what was going on in the news or Twitter or anything like that. So it was a blessing.
Are you ready to now step back into that world and see what the response to you was and the things you said?
No. In fact, I'm going back into the Big Brother house for another month. Announcement, you've heard it here. I'm not leaving. I'm not ready to leave yet. No, I'm kidding. I will see what tomorrow holds, but for now, I'm just going to hold on to my husband and just soak up all the loving.
It's interesting because Omarosa is so smart.
She's so smart.
She's brilliant. She knows what she was doing, in my opinion. Every little breadcrumb that she dropped, I think she knew she was doing.
Yeah, and I don't think it was game strategy. I think it was life strategy. Like, she knew this was kind of her moment to continue her 15 minutes on this train and to blow it up and get people, keep the interest going.
I mean, she has a book coming out fairly soon, so it makes sense. But regardless, I was still happy to hear all the different information that she was giving to us.
Oh, definitely. I mean, she said her piece in the finale.
Yeah.
She's going to be on the talk today where I'm sure she'll say a lot more. It'll be interesting to watch because that was what was fascinating about everybody saying who surprised them the most was Omarosa. They all had this preconceived notion of who she was.
Yeah.
And I think she was the player that they could all separate between when she was playing the game and just who she was as a person. Because they all kind of said she was villain when it came to gameplay, but a friend for life otherwise.
I mean, it even looked like her and Shannon made up last night. I saw them hugging.
Yes.
Did you see anything between them? Did they look friendly?
I didn't watch anything with them, but literally, Omarosa was the last person to walk into the backyard. She kept us waiting. For the longest time, I thought, I don't think she's coming back here. She stepped in, and immediately, everybody screamed, ran over to hug her. She was taking pictures with everybody. So they all really bonded. They all really like her as a person. She said this is what she did tell me about Shannon. She and her husband are planning a couple's getaway to South Africa to visit Shannon and her boyfriend.
Wow.
So Omarosa said for the next month or so, she's just going to plan some trips and go see her new Big Brother friends who live all over the country. I think she's going to go to Atlanta and see Keisha.
I love that. And you know what? I'll be honest. I actually came to love Omarosa. I was rooting for her. I loved her. And it shocked me.
Well, I told her, I said, I think you are going to be surprised at how surprised the reaction was to you. And she said she was shocked that people were responding in a positive way. And I think she's going to take a moment before she watches anything or looks at anything. She said she really enjoyed being away from everything, like she said, and she's going to try to extend that as long as she can.
Yeah.
But she said she'll let us know what she thinks of the response to her.
I can't wait for that. Donna says, you went in hating Omarosa. Now I admire her. What a great speech at the end. Love to her and her family. I think she changed a lot of people's perceptions of her.
Yeah, well, and I asked her if it was how this was different from all her reality TV experiences. And she said it was the first time where she was cut off from the world. So she wasn't being influenced by anything outside. She just was free to be herself. And I think we saw that.
Those are the moments that I appreciated the most. Those candid moments, those moments where she was just talking one-on-one with certain people. I do question some of her gameplay.
Yeah.
But as a person, I came to like and respect her.
She's still a reality TV villain and a player.
Yeah.
Angelica says she was surprised that she could actually enjoy watching Omarosa, considering that I see her as a villain. And Doug says she was a great villain, amazing.
See, I don't think she was the villain. Well, was she the villain?
I think they had trouble defining the villain because, like I said this to James when I interviewed him on Friday after his eviction. I said, you kind of got the villain edit those first couple episodes, which he was surprised to hear. And then I think it shifted toward Omarosa when they realized James was no longer the biggest target in the house and was actually maybe going to be there longer than a week.
And then it went to Ross, I would say, towards those final days.
But not
just
even.
Just because you saw all the manipulation.
I think it helped Ross that Omarosa was in there until the final episode. Because if she were out and there were 2 episodes or so to fill, then I think we could have seen a twist.
Who I think was the nicest person in that house? Mark McGrath. He did not say a single bad word about anyone.
No, and I don't think he actually made any final deals with anybody.
I know, what an honest guy.
He was just so honest. He was playing it for fun.
Yeah.
Anna says on live feeds is where you actually saw the real Omarosa. Yes.
Yeah, there were some moments, some heated discussions, especially with Shannon before she left.
They did wind up showing on that Saturday episode, that was the clip show, they showed the race moment that Shannon told us about when she was here for our recap last week. They actually played that out in full.
Yeah. Sarah says, you know someone is real when they make you feel the way Omarosa does.
So true, Sarah.
Interesting.
All right. We don't know if we're getting another season of BB Celeb. Julie said it'll matter. They have to have the casting right. They had to figure out the timing again because the only reason they did this was counter-programming for the Olympics.
Right.
But it wound up being huge ratings, huge interest.
I would watch again.
Who would you like to see play this game?
Oh my gosh. Lisa Vanderpump.
Ooh.
Who would you like? Just because she's so smart.
Well, I'm going to go with who Shannon said she wants to play this game, and I've asked him about this before, Lance Bass.
Because he loves Big Brother.
He loves Big Brother. I think he would be an awesome player. And I mean,
Lisa and Lance are friends.
They are friends, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
Though this is, when I interviewed them both at Lisa's Vanderpump Dog Foundation Gala last fall, when this was announced this was happening. Lance said it wasn't enough money for him, so maybe some things have changed.
Okay.
And he said, but he did want to, his response was, we should get Lisa in the house, but they said Lisa will never share a bathroom with anybody.
That makes sense. I'd also like to see Aaron Carter.
That would be interesting.
And he was actually offered it for this season, but it didn't work out with the timing of his new music. But I think he's such a polarizing figure that he would be interesting to watch in there.
Marissa told me she wants to see the actress who played Xena get in the house. Okay. Lucy Lawless.
Interesting.
Which I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then, you know, other people were dreaming really big. Brandy wants to see Oprah play.
I mean, who wouldn't?
And Julie Chen is sticking by. She wants Scaramucci to come in and say, and she thinks that Omarosa's experience might convince him to come play, which maybe I think his 15 minutes may be over by the time we get there.
Right.
But who knows?
Who knows? Well, we're happy to help cast.
And I'm also going to put up, at some point, they all told me what they want to see changed in the house, but I'm not going to reveal it yet. I want you to go to etonline.com.
There's some good stuff in there. I'm just going to tease it that way.
Yes.
I do hope, moving forward to this summer, that we get an all-star season. It's a big season. It's season 20. Who would you like to see come back if that's the case?
There's so many people I'd love to see play again, and some of them are people who have played again. I'm a big fan of the strong women.
Yes.
I want to see Janelle play again. I want to see Brittany play again. I want to see Rachel play again.
Me too.
If you had to
and Dr. Will.
Yes. If you had to pick somebody from last season to play again.
Ooh, Paul.
A three-peat. Maybe he could get in that final two a third time.
He's been so close so many times, and he's so fun to watch. His diary rooms are so funny and candid, and you really see how he's working the game. I think he chokes when it comes to answering questions from the jury, and so I want to see him, you know,
maybe he will have learned by a third summer.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to stay tuned for that. I will have Julie Chen's interview up later today where you can see her thoughts on season 20 and what she kind of thinks is going to happen. We'll wrap this up here. You guys can continue the conversation with us over on Twitter. We want to hear
we love talking
all
Big Brother.
things BB. I'm at Brice Sander.
I'm Katie_Krause.
And don't forget to subscribe to ET on YouTube, like us on Facebook, so you don't miss when we do fun recaps like this.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys for watching with us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.